One of the things us as diasporans are always asking about is, when I come to Ghana, do you have the right facilities for me? And I'm saying, yes, we do. So a diaspora, Naana, has come all the way from the US and set up Nature Sprout Academy, a neurodiversity center for children with autism. They deal with speech therapists, play therapy, all of the therapists that you need for your child to thrive when it comes to autism. So join me as I have a conversation with Naana.
Welcome to Nature Sprout Academy, Ghana's pioneering neurodiversity center that's transforming the landscape of therapy for children with special needs.
4 in 10 boys have autism.
People diagnose it very later on in life. What was he doing that made you think, oh, actually my son has autism?
She didn't wait for them to diagnose the child. She just knew that the child had something wrong. When they came to me, within like a week, she started seeing changes. In Ghana, the children are not getting the right type of therapy. Definitely, we can help the child from nonverbal to verbal.
Nature Sprout Academy is more than just a school. It's a sanctuary where play, nature, and child-led learning come together to foster holistic development. With a dedicated team of experts from the US, Ghana, and South Africa, they are proud to offer innovative therapies that celebrate each child's unique potential. From integrative play therapy to music, movement, and even animal-assisted therapy, they tailor every session to nurture growth and well-being. Join us as we explore how NSA is helping children thrive, build independence, and rewrite the narrative around neurodiversity in Ghana. Dentaa spoke with Naana, an integrative health coach and one of the visionary consultants behind NSA. With over a decade of experience, Naana has helped more than 100 children around the world thrive and gain independence, challenging societal misconceptions about autism and children with special needs. Join us as we delve into how Nature Sprout Academy is creating a new narrative for children with neurodiverse needs, emphasizing play, nature-driven therapies, and the power of individualized care in Ghana.
We receive the kids here at the reception, and this is obviously our reception.
Beautiful reception. You've got fishes there for the kids to entertain themselves with.
They love it, the aquarium.
And then the Lego. Okay.
Yep, they play with it all the time, especially our new kids.
Okay.
And then we receive the children here. So
Okay.
we entered through here. And then it's like I mentioned, it's very well intention.
Right.
We did it for the journey of the child.
Okay.
When they enter into our facility, the first thing they see is our multi-purpose room.
This is beautiful.
Right, so that is in itself more attracted to the child. It is not overstimulating, because most of the time in many centers they have a lot of stuff on the walls where they are, the kids
distraction,
very distracted, they are overstimulated. We just want to feel like this is a playland, right? So this is where the child will see first. So they are very immediately, most of them go into the ball pit.
I don't want to go into the ball pit. And then I see that you have a little library, sensory books and stuff.
Yes, let's say the child is tired and just want to grab a book. They grab the book, sit over there and read.
Okay.
We don't really enforce like the child actually can sit anywhere and read. We don't really enforce like you have to sit in a particular spot to read, because we want the children to be independent and make decisions on their own. Like I mentioned, we are very eco-friendly, and so even the mats the kids sit on, it's all made of jute, very non-toxic. We have that in mind, because again, toxicity is very negative for the brain. The child is every time playing, thinking of play, because again, play is the highest form of learning. That is the
musical piano floor one.
Yes, we have a much bigger one in our music room. Okay, let's go here. Okay. And again, like I said, we are very eco-conscious, right? We believe in plants, nature, because they take out the toxins, the air that we are breathing in. The kids enter here. Because we are a therapy center, this is one of our therapy rooms.
Oh, nice.
This is one of our ABA rooms, where the children is having one-on-one session with our ABA specialists. They're playing lots of play, but also not so overstimulating, right? We are very conscious of that to ensure that the child is not overstimulated. And like I said, eco-friendly as well. Majority of our toys are wooden. and jute-based. Even our reading corner over there is made of organic cotton. As much as we can, we try to supply resources that are non-toxic.
That's fantastic.
Right.
How long is the ABA sessions usually?
So it depends on how many hours the parents have signed up for. But ideally, usually it will take an hour, an hour and a half. Yes, and it's very play-based, so the child doesn't feel like they are in some form of a strict session where they get tired. This is actually one of our therapy rooms. Sorry. This is what you see on the floor here is what they use in massaging. So this is, like I said, it's very holistic and integrative. So this is what we call the dry brushing. It's a detox tool. And these are all called lymphatic drainage massages, where the child is consistently getting a massage because the lymphatic system holds a lot of fluid sometimes, and we need the detox pathways to be unclogged for the child to receive the treatment that they are receiving. So when the parents are doing the biomedical at home, when they come here, it continues. So the child is getting that entire holistic therapy so that it can heal faster. This is our sensory garden.
Oh, it's so beautiful and colorful.
Very colorful, very colorful, but also not overbearing.
Yes,
right.
yes.
We are very much aware of overstimulation.
And a lot of plants.
Right, and these are all herbs, right? The kids can just pluck one and smell it. You can smell this one. I believe this is mint as well. This is another type of mint.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. So
nice.
the kids are in here smelling.
Yeah.
We are very much in nature. We are very much connected to nature. And our children are very much aware because majority of their protocols are all based on juicing and vegetables and fruits. And so this is like home when you are here.
Incredible.
Yeah, because again, we are very integrative, so we are constantly cooking. And also parents have to bring in their own food because every child in the food that they are eating, because they are on the biomedical journey as well. But over here we have experts in here that also makes special food for the kids. Yes.
Fantastic.
They bring in their herbs and all that good stuff, right? We want it to feel like home.
Do you think that if you have autism, you have to be a vegan?
You don't have to be a vegan, but maybe it depends on the journey of the child. Maybe we can identify, okay, this child does not digest meat well. So let's kind of eliminate the meat for a while whilst we heal the gut, and then we can return to meat. Right. We're going to our dining area. Oh, look at that. Right, this is a beautiful dining area. Like I said, we take children from 18 months up until 11 years. For now, because we intend to take older kids as well as we increase our resources and we grow. Yes. And you can see from here, this is one of our kids, they are visuals. Children on the spectrum tend to be very visual. They like pictures, they talk in pictures, they think in pictures. So this is a particular child's food, right? So we give them the choice. Like we give them all these and then they pick up what they want to eat and then we give it to them. Everything is visual based. And again, like I said, it's eco-friendly. So even the bowls that our children eat in is made of bamboo, right? Every child has one. They bring some in, even their spoons are all made of bamboo.
So that's all affects having metal and plastics.
Exactly. We avoid plastics as much as we can. Obviously, there are situations where we can't, but those that we can, we do avoid. Yes. So next, we're gonna go to see our mini bedroom, our nap room for our little ones, and then we will see outside where our garden is and our pond. Let's go to our nap room. Here is our nap room.
That's so beautiful.
Again, less stimulating, just bed, simple. And then we have our TV there that plays calming music. That's the whole purpose of it, is to play calming music for the kids to listen to that aids in sleeping as well, or in napping as well.
Do you do respite? At the moment, no, not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many hours do you think a child should be napping for, ideal, or every child?
So any child below the age of 5 should be having at least 11 hours.
Where are we heading to now?
We're going to our fish pond and then our garden outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice garden.
It is, it is. So that is our mini fish pond.
Okay.
Right. And then our xylophone, the kids love it.
Okay.
Right, that's our fish.
Oh, the fishes there.
Yeah.
So they get to feed the fishes?
Yes, they get to feed the
Okay.
fishes. Yep. And that is our xylophone. Like we have several, but this is one of them that attracts them a lot. Everything, like I said, is intentionally designed.
This is a world-class facility, Naana.
It is intentionally made, intentionally, with a lot of thought into it. So here is our herbal garden.
Oh.
Right, where it is mobile, right? Right, that is rosemary.
Rosemary, okay.
Right. Rosemary is actually one of the favorite plants for brain health.
Oh.
It's usually very important, also very important for brain.
Okay.
And that's lots of mint.
Okay.
Lots and lots of mint. So the kids, I mean, they're kind of used to eating this,
Okay.
right? So even if they plug it and eat it, it's fine.
It's fine, okay.
Yep. And then this is basil.
Okay.
It's one of our favorite detox herbs, one of our favorite detox herbs as well. Yep. Lots of another type of mint.
So do you usually juice it for them though?
We blend
You
it.
blend
so
it,
we
okay.
juice our fruits and then we blend them into herbs.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Right. And this is one powerful detox herb as well. This is parsley.
Okay.
It's really, this is what removes a lot of the heavy metals.
Oh.
So our kids already kind of have this at
I need to
home.
be having some. Move these
They
metals
have-
from me.
Go ahead, help yourself.
I can eat it just like that.
You can eat it just like that. Yep. So we have that. They already smell it. They take this at home. So
Yeah.
when they are here, some of them can plug it in. And we have kids with sensory issues, right? And so they kind of like just love to plug it in. We would rather they plug this and play with it
Right.
than any other thing that is toxic.
Okay.
You know, that's a huge basil plant. Yes.
a big one.
A big one, yes. Very big one. Yep. And then see, it's movable. They can move
They
it.
can move it. Okay.
Yeah. And the kids come in here and plant it themselves.
They do?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
That's good.
It's part of our sensory therapy. Yep.
That's great.
All right.
Where do we go now?
Going to Block B.
Block B.
Yeah. We're going through our play area,
Okay.
our outdoor play area, and then we'll get to Block B. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I love this big tree.
Here is our sand pit.
Sand pit.
Yeah.
Oh.
And our mini bed right there for
Hello,
our
parrot.
for animal play. So sand pit we know is very highly important for sensory play.
Okay.
The kids get in here, do a lot of sensory therapy activities with it.
Okay.
And also, especially kids who are learning fine motor skills, instead of grabbing a pencil,
Right.
they can use the sand pit.
Okay.
With your hands,
With
because
their
that's how
hands.
they begin to write and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right, and then this is a rabbit. This is our
Oh.
animal. There is a turtle in here.
Really?
Look at that.
Ooh.
Look at that. Yeah, they love touching it.
Wadana. Is it sleeping?
I think so. They can touch it. What about what that?
Wada.
We don't want to disturb it. This is our favorite board. This is my favorite board.
Okay.
Where we use a lot, like I mentioned, we use a lot of pictures because children on the spectrum, you tend to be a lot more visual learners.
Right.
And we have something called PECS, where everything is done through picture communication.
Okay.
So all of this is type of communication board for the children, which is placed outside. They want help, you know, and especially those that are non-verbal.
Verbal, okay.
Yes. Right. And this is our play area. We're still modifying it and adding more play resources to it. We are waiting for our swings to come in.
Okay.
We have a swing, but we are waiting for our huge slides to come in.
Okay. Nice.
Yep.
And trampoline, they always love a little trampoline.
They do. They do what we call rebounding.
Okay.
So rebounding is another vestibular activity that is very good for the brain. Okay. It helps to balance the fluids in the brain as well.
Okay.
So the more they do rebounding, the more it is better for the brain. Anyway. Okay. So we have this mini trampoline and a huge one.
The big one.
Because some of the kids don't like the huge one. They'd rather go on the small one. They do some water play activities over there, like a mini kitchen, and then they do art therapy.
Okay.
You know, these mini chairs, these mini bamboo. Like I say, if we have the opportunity to provide non-toxic, we will provide it, right? Because most chairs are plastic. Yeah. And most school chairs, no, we don't. We try to avoid. For our little kids who are below the age of 11. And then for our bigger kids, we have 3 one-on-one rooms, therapy rooms for them as well. Okay, this is our playroom.
Okay.
Yeah, one of our favorite rooms. They can move anywhere they want, right? We don't restrict them. These are sensory beds. You don't see much in here because we always make new sensory resources and pour them in here, and then they play with them. Okay. If they want to go read, they can go read. And every room has an essential oil diffuser going, like that one right there, right? Again, to help with stimulating the brain and helping them calm down. Okay. So the types of oils are, we have eucalyptus, vetiver, and we have oils. We have bergamot, copaiba. Those are quite expensive, but we believe in the power of the brain healing itself. Okay. And so the more these are being diffused into the environment, and the better for the kids. They're breathing in these essential oils, the better for the kids as well. We think about everything that's going to help the child. So we're going to go into our music and art room.
Oh, this is so nice.
It is. That's our band.
Little guitar.
Our guitars. That's the fun part. They love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is cool. And the kids love music, right?
They do. Oh. And our music teacher, she's from New Zealand. Okay. Yeah, she's excellent with the children. They love her. Yeah, this is a piano.
Oh, this is the big, the big one that you mentioned.
Yeah, the bigger one I was talking about. They enjoy playing with it. And then the guitar. And then an actual piano. It's also the attention the kids are getting when they're in this room.
Come to nature's bound, located in North Legon. Open from what time to what time?
Open from 8 to 5.
Open every day from 8 to 5.
That's fun. That was fun. Our center, sensory bands again, but mostly art stuff. Okay. So this is a Lego table. Okay. Where they'll get the Legos, kind of open it. Yeah. I don't want to destroy it, you know. Okay. Let me leave it.
Perfect.
Yep. These are our little ones. And then we're gonna go to. Okay, here is our STEM room. Oh, such a fun room. Yeah. Right, that's the STEM board. Okay. A mechanical engineering board. Yes. But more fun stuff, right? Oh, and that is also another STEM board, right? Fun.
Fabulous. This place is amazing.
We're going to our sensory room. Kids love to play on the swing, like a sensory swing. Yeah. And they can climb on this. Yeah. This is for our little ones.
Little ones,
Little ones, yeah. They love coming in here to just tumble, you know, relax.
Take that energy out.
Right, and we have the sensory lights. Okay. Where if the room is darkened, you get those sensory lights feel to also helps in calming them down. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So if we have a child who is overwhelmed, which we get, where kids tend to be overwhelmed, and need that overwhelmed by lightning, like outside or whatever, we bring them in here, turn on the sensory light,
and then they calm down.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all about self-regulate, helping them to self-regulate. Yeah.
Everything has been thought out seriously in this space.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to our big kids area.
Okay.
As our capabilities and resources increase, we will take kids that are much older. This is our big kids area.
Okay.
The certain area, most like a quiet area.
Quiet area, okay.
Right. Where they can come in, relax. They don't want to be bothered.
Okay.
Right. They come in and relax. They have the tatami chairs, sit down or lay on the floor, wherever, or sit here. And they don't want to be bothered with the little kids. Yeah.
Did you particularly pick the colors that you picked?
We did, because we didn't want colors that are too over-stimulating. Okay. We wanted green and brown, like very dull, not dull, but colors that are easy on the eyes and the brain to process.
Okay.
We're going to our reading quiet room. Okay.
Ah, this is great.
Yes, this is our library. Our reading room would say, right? So nice. Kids get the chance to go into those mini huts and sit in and read, which you don't find in libraries.
Yeah.
Right? They get a chance to sit on a beanbag.
Okay.
Beanbag is also very sensory stimulating.
Okay.
They get a chance to sit on a beanbag, sit on the floor. You know, you're not like obliged to sit at a table and read.
Right.
You can sit on these chairs here, or they can even sit there, wherever they feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, they can sit there here and then read.
Yeah.
Sit on top there if they want, or lay there if they want, right?
We have a lot of books.
We do.
Wow.
Yeah, we do have a lot of books, right? And giving them as many options as possible. Yes.
Which is important.
Yes, yes.
All those people out there, you're looking for somewhere for your kids, this is the space.
It is.
These are experts. Everything has been thought out, everything has been thought through. And so you shouldn't feel like, oh my God, I don't have anywhere to take my kids, I need to go to Turkey. No, you don't need to go to Turkey, you don't need to go to the US. This is a facility right here in Ghana that will help you and your family, so bring them here.
And I think the last but not least is our social room for our big kids.
Okay.
So this is our social room.
Okay.
Kids they can come in here, they can eat here,
okay,
read here, whatever. It's not restricted. We don't want to restrict our children.
Yeah.
We just don't want to restrict them. They can have therapy here if they want, especially those that come one-on-one with a therapist.
Yeah.
Or what in Ghana they call a shadow.
A shadow, yeah.
They have a shadow, yes, yes.
And I've noticed that there's no gadgets. No. Like as in laptops and stuff like that. Are we gearing away from that?
No, we are not. We are not.
Okay.
No, we are not. We're going to have a computer room.
Okay.
Which we are building. We are definitely going to have a computer room.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to separate the computer room from all the other rooms. The computers from all the other rooms. It's just a computer room.
Okay.
Yeah, because also we are very aware of radiation and EMFs emitting from the computers. So we want to just localized it versus bringing that into our therapy rooms.
Okay.
So we have all these rooms.
Yeah.
We have our therapists from South Africa, our experts.
Okay.
ABA experts from South Africa living in there. So let's check out one of our rooms. So there it is.
Oh, very nice.
It is very quaint.
Yeah.
Right. We also want them to feel at home because we know they're traveling from outside.
That's really nice.
It's almost like a mini hotel. It's a hotel.
It is. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
With a little kitchenette and
your fridge, microwave, rice cooker. Everything is there.
Right.
For
everything is there for you. Yes. Yes. And your bathroom. Everybody gets their bathroom.
This is an ensuite.
It is an ensuite. It is an ensuite. Yep.
Okay. Nice. Nice and simple. This is like a hotel.
It is like a hotel. Yes. 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 So we invite all of the experts out there that want to come in.
Yeah, you will get accommodation. There's going to be accommodation.
You will get free accommodation. Absolutely. Absolutely.
My first question is, I want us to talk about your son, who is autistic, got diagnosed at the age of 2.5. Usually, from what I know and from working in the autism space with the Goober Foundation and everything that we do, People diagnose it very later on in life. How were you able to pick up? What did you see? What symptoms? What was he doing that made you think, oh, actually, my son has autism?
I did not know anyone with autism, I have to be honest. And there were certain symptoms that were showing, like him being nonverbal, and him being hyper and humming and steaming and all that stuff. But then I didn't think anything of it. However, when we visited a doctor, right, it took him less than a minute to recognize that he has autism. And that was when he recommended us to get him diagnosed, right, officially diagnosed. And so that's how we got the ball rolling. So yeah, I understand in some countries it takes longer, but in the States, it doesn't. It really doesn't take long.
But do you think our people are actually taking their kids to hospitals? Because a lot of the times they're actually taking them to churches to pray and to try and seek help that way, or even sometimes herbal, right? So how are we, or what can we do as parents to do better when it comes to visiting health professionals?
So I think in Ghana, right, visiting the doctor you go to the doctor when the child is sick, usually. You don't go for checkups, like an annual checkup like we do where I'm from. So that, and if a parent doesn't know anyone on the spectrum, they might not really be recognizing the symptoms as autistic, right? So what I will encourage parents to do is, like, when you take your child to school, right? The child is in a classroom with other children. You have to observe, like, how is the child behaving from the rest of the children? Is there anything different? And educators play a very critical role in identifying these kids and telling the parents. Is the parents being open to knowing and hearing that, okay, there's something happening here, or there's something, I wouldn't even say wrong here, there's something that needs to be checked, right? Educators spend most of their time with the children in Ghana, and they are better equipped to know that, okay, there's something different with this particular child. Parents are normally in denial. It's just that we have to be open and willing to accept that, okay, there's something happening, let's get it checked out. Yeah.
In the UK, we've been doing church tours, and we've been doing different organizations. We've been to the House of Commons. We've spoken to MPs. In Ghana, we've been doing church tours. We've been doing hospitals. We've partnered with KGL to do this.
Yeah.
And what I found is that a lot of health professionals in Ghana did not know what autism is.
Right.
And so for them to be able to spot it, like you're saying, we've done schools, actually. And a lot of the schools don't know what's wrong with the child. They just think, say, if the child is being hyper, they think, say, the child is a naughty, and so they send them out of the classroom. So I think there needs to be better, education.
I agree.
For people to notice the symptoms. Otherwise, the parents won't know.
I agree. And I think the state or the government needs to do a better job as well, right? Because like you said, most educators are not aware of the symptoms. Now, like 4 in 10 boys have autism. I don't know the statistics in Ghana, but I know because I'm in this space, I know it's becoming more rampant. So this is the time where the government has to step in and educate, make more noise about it, so that these educators can spot symptoms of autism, right? And thank God for the internet, right? You don't have to wait for the government, right? As educators, we don't have to wait for the government. You can just Google, you can just learn a lot on the internet just by reading and then applying that in your classrooms.
Absolutely.
Right.
So do you think that it was because of your son that you decided to become an integrative health coach?
Yes.
That was
absolutely. Because when he got the diagnosis, right, normally when you get the diagnosis, the next step is you do therapy, right? And even in the state, one thing that is lacking is nobody's telling you why your child is behaving the way they are behaving. They are just giving you prescription or therapy as the only way, because that's what I was given. But we did therapy, right? And therapy is great. However, it doesn't really address the underlying imbalances of what truly the symptoms of autism is, right? And so when I started the journey, the integrative health journey with my son, I saw drastic change in him, right, in terms of therapy. He accelerated more with therapy than without the wellness journey, right? And that is That's a gap. Even in the state, there is a gap. I mean, it's becoming common now, but there is still a gap in that, in the biomedical intervention of autism. There's still a gap.
Can you just explain your role as an integrative health coach? What does that actually mean? What do you do?
Okay. So what I do is let's say, for instance, I'm going to give an example. I see a child, right? They come to me and the parent tells me the symptoms, right? There are the symptoms of autism that is, it's in the DSM-5. That is what the diagnosis framework is. Those symptoms are not part of the biomedical symptoms. So for instance, very common, 98% of people with autism have GI imbalances, the GI issue, gastrointestinal issues, right? We have something we call comorbidities. Comorbidities are the biomedical symptoms or biomedical characteristics of autism that we know by studies is correlated to the symptoms that are being used to diagnose for autism. So for instance, like I said, GI, constipation is number one. Most people on the spectrum have very bad constipation. Most children have very bad constipation. Eczema is also another one. They tend to have a lot of eczema, right? This is something that's going on with a GI imbalance.
Eczema.
Eczema, yes. Eczema.
Sorry, for the UK people, that's,
The other comorbidities is teeth grinding. They tend to grind their teeth a lot, right? And even some symptoms of steaming, where they are humming consistently or pacing, right? Those
some type of repetition.
Lots of repetition, right? Where the brain is just stuck in that cycle. And so they never really, in the medical field, they never tell you about these symptoms right here. They tell you just the outer symptoms, but what's going on inside the child, they don't tell you about it.
So basically, diet plays a major part.
Diet plays a very major part. Wellness plays a huge part in the brain chemistry feed of autism.
So what did you change for your son? Because he was nonverbal.
Yes, he was.
To the age of what, 4? And so when did you see the change? What did you do? Okay. Because we need to make it clear. What did you do and what change did you see immediately after you did what you did? So
what was bothering me, right, that again, we went to the doctor several times. He would say, it's normal, it comes with autism, it's something like he was sleeping on average of 3 to 4 hours a night. Like, this is how many hours he was sleeping. That is, So I was consistently stressed, right? And he had very bad constipation. Like, he can go 3 weeks without going.
Wow.
And we will have to go to the emergency room consistently because of poop. Right, for lack of a better word. And so we will go to the doctor all the time and they'll be like, oh, it's normal, it comes with autism, it's normal, they have it. They were not giving me any root causes of why it's happening. They would give me just laxatives, or they'd be like, oh, he's gonna grow out of it, right? And so he also had very bad night terrors, like where it was like a clockwork. You put him down at 8 o'clock, by 11 he's up, right, and screaming, and that was almost like a clockwork every day. So I was getting frustrated. And so I am in a group of support moms on Facebook. And that was when I reached out. I said, I am dying here. There is something wrong with my son. He's not sleeping and he has bad constipation. And that was when I got introduced with the wellness journey. And the first day I gave my son Epsom salt bath. Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate bath. My son slept throughout the whole night. The whole night, yes, like the entire 11 hours. I had to tap him in, like, is this show?
Okay?
Is it okay? So that was what got me hooked. It just got me hooked. And my journey, I have not stopped since. And that was when our journey began. That was what I did first. And then a series of events happening in terms of addressing his teeth grinding, really addressing the GI. GI was a major issue. The constipation was a major issue. Addressing his eczema. He had very bad eczema as well. He would tiptoe as well, consistently tiptoeing. He has what we call silent seizures. So in autism, or in even neurological world, we have something called silent seizures. This is when seizures are happening, but they are silent. So our kids tend to space out. You would call them, then they are not hearing. Usually, they are in that state. They're having a seizure. So Exactly what I did was addressing the GI imbalances, right? Changing his diet from gluten to gluten-free. Okay. Not that gluten is bad for you, it's just that children on the spectrum, or most people, cannot really break down gluten. Right. And if you're not able to break down gluten, it sits in your gut and it just causes a ripple effect, right? Because the gut is considered a second brain now. Whatever is going on in the gut is really feeding the information to the brain. And so really changing the gluten, removing chemicals in the food, right? In the food. Yeah, processed food, completely taking out processed foods, because processed foods, well, number one, it is processed, it's not natural. And then number two, the chemical increases what we call free glutamate in the body, in the brain, right? And the free glutamate is a type of neurotransmitter that's responsible for hyperactivity, anxiety, and all the stuff that we don't want, right? We don't want majority of, right? And so the more you are feeding the child processed food, the more toxicity is going into the body, and then it's affecting the brain. Right. And so, yeah, changing that, at least those basic, changing the food, changing from gluten to gluten-free, even dairy, right? Dairy, the protein, most of our kids cannot break it down. It's just so hard on the gut, can sit in the gut and cause more issues. And again, it affects the brain. And you see some kids, as soon as they eat cheese, they start to be hyper. And not just sugar. People think it's just sugar. It's not just sugar. Even dairy, right, can have those types of effects on the kids. So yeah, changing those make a huge difference.
You know, one of the things I breathe heavily is because people are not getting that type of support or that type of knowledge in Ghana. Mm-hmm. And also, it's expensive.
It is.
Having an autistic child, and even, you know, for us who's in that space, who, you know, our foundation is based on that, where we try to help a lot of families, you can see that in their eyes, they're just like, how am I going to do this? Mm-hmm. Because financially, I'm earning between 800 to 1,000 Ghana cedi. Mm. How am I supposed to look after a child with autism? But I think that what you guys have set up here, how that came about, and why you felt it was important to have something like this in Ghana.
Due to my son's journey, I became an integrative health coach, right? And as I was helping clients around the world, one of my clients in Ghana reached out, and she became a client. Her son, they came to me when this child was 18 months old, and he had
early.
That's yeah. I mean, she didn't wait for them to diagnose the child. She just knew that the child, there's something wrong, there's something missing, right? There's some delays, some form of delays. And then when they came to me, within like a week, she started seeing changes, right? Just by implementing some of the protocols of wellness, right? And once those changes happened, she kept going and going and going, right? And over time, the child who was nonverbal is now super verbal. He's 4 now, very thriving. He's independent at school, right? That's the whole point. The whole point is for our children to be independent and thrive. Yeah. And so we figured, right, like I'm saying, therapy is great, right? But there is the gaps in therapy in Ghana, right? You can have the biomedical intervention, all right, but there is also that aspect of therapy that in Ghana, the children are not getting the right type of therapy, right? So most therapies that my child in the state, what he got was child-led therapies where the interest of the child is first and foremost. We found that was a gap missing in Ghana. And so by teaching this particular client and seeing the huge difference it made in her child's life, we thought, okay, if that is missing here, why don't we bring that here, right? Because we saw the difference in my child. I saw that personally. And by me coaching her and she's seeing that difference in her child, we figured, okay, let's bring that. Let's create something. If it's not in Ghana, why don't we create it, right? And so we decided to create that here so that families in Ghana can have that as well.
It's amazing. What age do you think is an appropriate age for them to be able to speak? So, for instance, for you guys to intervene, right? So with a 6-year-old coming in who's nonverbal, do you think that you can still get the speech out? Or does it have to be younger? You have to come in a bit younger?
It's always best when you come in younger, because early intervention is always the best way, right? However, there are kids that are 6 and up, or even 11. I've had 11-year-old client who was non-verbal and started being verbal, right? So it all also depends on the child. And again, in terms of biomedical, the level of toxicity, the location of toxicity in the brain, and whatever is going on, right? And definitely, we can help the child from nonverbal to verbal. We don't promise that because we don't want to like over sensationalize the situation, because it is actually a very difficult journey. It's not an easy journey financially and emotionally and everything. So it all depends on the family and how far they want to go, right? I always say the fact that your child is non-verbal does not mean they can't be independent, right? The goal is for the child to be independent and thrive, right? Because there are a lot of verbal autistics who are not independent, right? Who are still struggling with a lot of anxiety and a lot of sensory issues.
I would definitely commend you for, coming and setting this up with another amazing woman. I think that for me, getting diasporans, I'm big on us diasporans coming back. But do you think that you feel like as if you've done something that's going to help the next generation, the next type of, diasporans that are wanting to come back and do something? Do you think that the impact of setting up this will also impact other people to come back?
I agree, because a lot of the time, so for instance, we met a lady who had to take her child to Turkey, right? Because the facilities that they are looking for, they didn't get that in Ghana until she found this facility where she said, that's exactly the same thing I saw in Turkey, right? So we believe, and we've met some diasporans who have seen this center and know that they don't need to be in the state, they don't need to be in UK, but they can get that. So I believe that this is really going to set a lot of people up in terms of, we have something like this here. Why? We don't need to stay outside, we can get that here. So definitely I think it's going to make a great impact.
So there's a lot of families, even personal people that I know that want to come back to Ghana, but are afraid that there's no facilities, but we have one. Nature Sprout is one of those. How do we encourage people to come back and know that this is a correct facility, there's the expertise, everything is here?
Right. There's so much I have to say about that one, but I would say that you shouldn't be afraid to come back, right? Because you are going to, yes, we are outsourcing some of our therapies, right? We are bringing in top expert to train Ghanaians, right? Because in the long run, we are all Ghanaians, right? And Ghanaians need to be in the know, need to also become the expert. So I would say they shouldn't be afraid to come. They are going to see high-level experts working with their children. And really, the most important thing is making their children happy and thrive. They are definitely going to get the state-of-the-art facility. They are going to get all the things that they think they wouldn't get. They will get that. All the resources that they think they wouldn't get, they will get that here. In addition, they are going to get the love.
Absolutely. So I think we spoke about having more therapists. So there's a lot of high qualified people in the diaspora that can come back and give their expertise and train, like you said, train Ghanaians here. What are some of the needs or some of the people that you would like to come and even share their experiences?
Oh, definitely speech pathologist, right? And real ABA experts, right? ABA experts that really focus on play as well. We need those experts to come and train Ghanaians, right? Because we know we have ABA, but we are not really getting the actual real ABA. So currently at Nature Sprout, we are outsourcing it from South Africa, and they are excellent, right? They are excellent. So we want to be able to transition that outsourcing to local Ghanaians. So definitely speech pathologist, definitely ABA specialist, definitely occupational therapist, physiotherapist, right? And also clinicians, right? Those who can do actual assessment and provide the right recommendations for our kids.
The facility is incredible, and I urge every single one of you to spread the word about Nature Sprout, because they are doing an amazing job. And for you, if you're a therapist here in Ghana and you want to get that experience, they are willing to teach. And so come down, the details are below, make sure you get in contact with them. And for you parents out there that are saying, there's nowhere in Ghana that I can take my child for an assessment, for therapy, all of it is right here in Ghana. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Please call them.